Hey Hugs, Jamie here. Just a reminder, this podcast has merch. That's right. All you have to do is head to our website, uglytruth.com, find the new merch tab, click on it, and you'll be whisked away to our store where you will find the exclusive Lip and Clip bag, as well as the Uglee t-shirt, hoodies, and all the other accoutrements that you could possibly imagine, because I need options and you should too. So treat yourself this holiday season, buy all the gifts for the loved ones, and then go to our website and buy your own. Thank you so much for supporting the Uggs. Real true story, I did brush my teeth right before you walked in the door. I'm like, you know what, I just had chicken. I should probably...
Chicken?
Yeah, because Daryl made chicken last night. And I'm
generally
like,
breathless unless it has a lot of garlic in it.
It had capers.
Yum.
So it was
Does
good.
It smell?
It was briny.
I love briny.
Okay.
But anyway.
Hello, listeners. You're having... Hello! I hope you're having an enjoyable holiday break with your bubble. Hopefully you're not completely alone. But if you are, you can listen to us while we talk to you for just a few moments. This is Jamie from The Ugly Truth and Stephanie from The Ugly Truth. This is an extra. This is not an official episode, but she's here. She's available, so we're going to talk for a few minutes. For why not? Okay, so right before I was thinking about doing this, I was listening to another podcast because I listen to way too many.
Yeah, I know.
And apparently there is a thing, I can't remember the name of it, but did you hear about Smokey Robinson screwing up the word Hanukkah on a thing? You can buy,
No.
Okay, so I legit don't know,
funny.
and I know everybody knows but me. There is a service where you can go through a list of celebrities, musicians, actors, whatever, pay a fee, and they will personalize a video message to someone you love.
I want to do Captain Lee.
Oh my God, that's
He
a really
does
good
them.
one. For yourself?
Yes.
Oh, you're so cute.
They're $200.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
so he's pretty cheap.
I was going to say.
Because he's not nearly as famous as,
Well, you never know. Although he can command, because he's got a niche audience, so he could probably command more dough.
It may be more now. I don't know. Last time I looked, it was like
What is
$250
the
or
What is
something
the
like
name
that.
of the service?
Below Deck.
Oh,
You
no.
mean that does the...
Yes.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
It just comes up
Anyway,
on my feed, and I'm like, oh, that would be cool.
so apparently...
A cameo.
Cameo. Apparently, Sebastian Bach of Skid Row is the king of Cameo.
Shut up!
Not only... they basically, you're booking someone to speak to somebody personally.
Like a birthday wish.
Yes.
Or an anniversary.
Or congratulations or whatever. And it's
Yeah.
like 15 to 30 seconds.
Right.
Apparently, Sebastian
Genius.
Bach goes like 15 to 30 minutes.
Oh.
And he's really good at it.
And how much does he get?
I don't know. I haven't looked up. I just found out about this like a half an hour ago or
Wow.
something. Anyway, I'm like, I can think of a couple people who wouldn't hate having Sebastian Bach wish them a happy birthday. Well, yeah.
Oh my God, I love him. I would
Totally.
cheat on any relationship I've ever been in to have sex with him.
He's a kind of a nerd, too.
Oh,
He's
for
a
real?
hardcore, like a comic book
Love
nerd.
it.
He was on Broadway in the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh my God, I love it. Is
He's
he married?
amazing. He was. I don't know if he is anymore.
Yeah. Does he look terrible? Is he puffy?
No, he looks really
He
good.
still looks good.
Oh, Paula, Stephanie.
Yeah.
His hair is still good.
Well, he has to keep it. Like, he can never not have that hair.
I would pay almost anything within reason to have him sing something to me.
up to the sound of pouring
Or-
rain.
Literally anything. I'd be like, do your best Skid Row happy birthday, please.
Oh, yeah, right.
To
Anything.
whoever.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, so with that being said, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to save up my shekels and see about your birthday in February and see if I can get Sebastian to say something to you.
Oh my God, I would literally die. It's not live, right? He like records it.
He records it, and then you get.
Which
Can
is
you
even better
imagine?
because I don't want to see him.
Can you imagine? You know what? I wonder if Bret Michaels does it. We could do it for Paula's.
Paula would die. You know what? It would almost be money better spent on her.
I would legit do it for no reason whatsoever. I'd be like, "Hi, this is Bret Michaels," and for no reason whatsoever, your sisters wanted me to
Oh
say
my God.
hi to you because
would
you love me.
die.
And apparently, you're you're pre-diabetic, so we have something in common.
That's right.
I think that'd be so amazing. But it will anyway. So I'm hearing this story about how Sebastian Bach takes his time with every single request that he gets, which
sweet.
is brilliant, by the
Very
way.
thoughtful, yes.
King of it. And I thought, God, I think you and I saw Skid Row together once or twice.
Yeah. Well, I've seen more concerts with you than most anyone.
We saw Skid Row open for Aerosmith,
right.
which was one of the best concerts ever.
I've seen Aerosmith 6 times. They are the band I have seen the most in concert, shockingly.
I can't. I've seen them at least twice, but they are not the number one band I've seen.
Well, it was because I was married to someone who was their number one fan.
Oh,
and
right.
So every time they went anywhere, we went.
I think for me...
They are great in concert, by the way.
They're amazing. I remember the first time I saw... I've seen them twice. Maybe 3 times, actually. Yeah. The first time I saw them, we of course were in the front because that's how we live our lives. Yes, and I just remember something happened. Someone threw something on stage and Steven Tyler stopped the show and said, if you throw another thing, I'm going to rip off your head and shit down your neck hole.
Yeah.
And I was like...
He's no joke.
I love this motherfucker.
I love you.
He's amazing.
I know, right?
He's so rock and roll.
I saw the only time I ever saw Van Halen with you.
When?
With Sammy Hagar at Arco Arena. Oh my God. It was at so Arco? Long ago. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I was telling Paula this story earlier. Maybe you were here when I said it. I saw Van Hagar with... it was at Cal Expo.
Are you sure it wasn't me?
Well, it was...
Because I swear I have a very vivid memory of that. And I'm like, I was with Jamie.
I was pregnant with Tyler.
I'm pretty damn sure.
It was outdoors, and I remember being in the back, and they started saying...
Who do you think you were with?
Homegrown and down.
You have the best memories,
And I'm sitting there, and it was so loud. I grabbed my stomach, and I was probably 3 months pregnant, and I went, I don't belong here anymore.
Oh, I did the exact same thing. I was way more pregnant than that.
We were probably together. You and I probably went to that show, because I was in the back.
And you don't remember? Like who you were with?
I want to say it was some guy that I was seeing casually that you knew.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Then I'm like, can I trust myself? Do I remember being there? I thought I did, but
yes, I'm
maybe
pretty
I was
sure.
living through you and you were telling me and I think it's me.
No, I'm pretty sure you and I have had quite some adventures in our 20s.
We've seen some really good shows.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I mean, Guns N' Roses.
Oh, that was interesting. That would have been so much better if we just went alone.
I hated the people we went with. They were the worst.
I think one of them, it wasn't a date, but my friend was sleeping.
He fell asleep. Mine was...
Who sleeps during Guns N' Roses?
Mine was on meth. So, I don't know. In fact, the only reason that you and I did not leave them there is because we both drove our cars.
Right.
You and I both drove. And so, because, we
both had little trucks, didn't we?
I think you had your RX-7 by then.
Oh, I probably did, yeah.
So there was no way in hell you were leaving that thing behind.
Oh, God, no.
And so we're like, I guess we're here. We're stuck. Yeah. But GNR, and that was the time period when Axl was really crazy, and he marched off stage. Like he didn't even do the whole show.
And he was terrible.
Yeah,
it was disappointing. It really was.
I just remember that was the first time some stranger slapped me on the ass really hard.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he was a very large man with bald head, and I was like,
really drunk and kind of scary.
I was just like, this is how women are assaulted. I was like, this is no fun.
And we were at Shoreline Amphitheater.
It sucked.
So we were far from home.
I hated it.
And we kind of didn't know where we were.
I
don't remember having been there before. I think that was one of the few times that I can remember being at Shoreline.
I was just so nervous about the whole thing. I didn't like who I was with.
There was a shitload of people, and we were in general, so we were like on the grass.
We were on the grass, and I did not feel comfortable with the guys we were with to keep us safe at all.
Me too.
They gave 0 fucks about us, and that bugged me.
100%.
But the other memory that I have was when you and I went to see Warrant when they were on their downward trend.
Oh God, please don't. I've tried so hard to forget that.
You were so in love with Janie Lane that we went to this little club because they were done.
Oh, people might know. If anybody locally is listening, it was called it was Paradise
Beach.
Yes.
Right? Was it still called that when we went
It was. I think, because that was the first name it was ever called.
It had so many names, but it was behind, it was like near the big mall back in the day. But anyway, so they were coming to an end. Their band was coming to an end.
I mean, we were like 21. So.
We were so young. I don't even think we were 21.
We had to have been because it was a 21 club, but barely.
I don't know about you, but I got into bars all the time before I was 21.
Well, maybe we did.
I did.
I don't remember.
Anyway, so if you're cute, they let you in. They don't give a shit.
That's true.
So all I remember is that we went in. It wasn't very crowded. And Janie Lane comes out. First of all, he was very tall. Yeah. Way tall. I was like, wow. I mean, I'm short, but that dude was probably 6'4".
Yeah, he was tall.
He was a tall guy. Super.
Just the way I like them.
You did. And man, you accosted him immediately and put your hand on his crotch.
Did. He let me.
Quickly. Well, then we got invited to backstage.
I know. Now I look back on that, I'm like, they're like, these sluts, let's let them in.
We were backstage with them.
Pizza, and they were weird.
They were backstage. Well, they were probably so depressed. I mean, they had to be. They're like, what have we? What we used
The
to
mighty
fill?
have fallen.
We used to fill arenas.
I know.
I was married to Bobby Brown.
But you know what, though? You know, looking back, if had he not killed himself
Oh
in
my gosh.
A Value Inn,
he
and
was
like,
so talented.
yeah, I mean, they just were way too drunk, and because a lot of those old school bands made comebacks, very successful comebacks,
And apparently, he was a very talented songwriter
He was.
and musician. I listened to a little
they
background.
did not suck. I'm sorry,
They didn't suck. They were great. I mean, just because they were given the look that was
Yeah.
popular doesn't
Totally.
mean that they weren't accomplished musicians. I defend 80s hair rock all the time because
Right.
they had to all be accomplished musicians.
Yes.
They all had to have a singer who could sing like hell.
Yes,
And
be a good front man. You couldn't just sing and be
no,
like a total dud.
You had to be amazing.
Yeah.
The showmanship and the musicianship, I will stand by that shit all day long.
Totally.
I don't care.
Look at Poison, for Christ's sake.
Oh my God.
They are still, yes,
I would
yes.
go see Poison.
But they're all clean now. They all have families. They're all married, you know. But I mean, that's the only way they can make it work nowadays. You couldn't be that radical and wasted all the time at
No.
50.
You don't. Just like our favorite
you'd be
movie.
dead, like a lot of them are.
Our favorite movie, Rockstar, where he's like, you think you can do that every night and be fucked up? No. You
No,
have
you
to
can't.
sleep. You have to take supplements.
Sammy Hagar.
Yes.
He's a perfect example.
Yes. Anyway, my point is I was thinking about all these things because I knew we were going to do a little mini gift show talking about stories of the past because I so desperately miss going to live shows.
Me too.
I am dying. I am starving for live entertainment.
right?
And I just cannot wait until we are fast forwarding to a point where I'm going somewhere and seeing. I don't even care if you're shitty. I don't care.
Right?
Although the three of us have plans to go see John B.
Oh, God.
The
That's my
moment that he is available for seeing. We
so
were
is
so
he like
desperate.
another The Mighty Have Fallen because he's doing shows in Napa and stuff like that? Or is he like Pat Benatar, who's still really amazing but just doesn't want to travel a lot?
That one.
Okay, good.
He's so good. And I've seen video of him playing at the Blue Note, which is a very iconic theater in Napa.
Oh.
A lot of big names go there.
Well, I mean, let's face it, it's all rich people, and
Well, it's a Bay Area thing. It's still the city.
Yeah.
It's just the fancy farm city,
yeah,
you know?
like seriously,
for
Pat
tourists.
Benatar is one of those.
But think about if you live in Napa and you're like, oh, hey, the Blue Note. We know the owners of the Blue Note now, so let's just see if we can get a couple tickets. And then
Yeah.
you're there and you're like, I was just plowing the fields today and here I am watching Pat Benatar. I mean, it's like that there. It's so
Yeah.
cool. We've seen some amazing comedians
Have
there.
you?
Tom Papa, Chris Christar. What? You don't know? Oh, you're not the comedian person?
No,
Oh my
Paula.
God. Other than Richard Jenny.
Yes, and I got drugged to that show, and I could not believe how funny he was.
You were with me.
Yes, that's what I'm saying, but I wouldn't have gone otherwise. You guys are the ones who are like, don't you know this guy? He's so funny. And I'm like,
Stand-up comedians are a staple in my life, and they
Yeah.
have been since birth.
I know, it's true.
It's crazy. In fact, as pearl clutching as our mother is, she's the one that introduced me to Richard Pryor and Red Fox.
True.
And they're filthy.
Oh, I know. And actually,
Filthy.
I don't know if she ever watched Eddie Murphy's either Delirious or
She probably did
what was
without.
the other one?
Oh, Raw.
Raw. Oh my God.
I would be willing to bet that she has seen it quietly and has not mentioned it to anyone because
Right.
she just loves that kind of
It
humor.
was so funny. I mean,
Everything.
how can you? Not
All right.
laugh?
Well, anyway, so I thought, you know what? There are so many people like us who are just
dying to
get out and see a live show or see a band. So for me, like next year, I mean, John B is on the top of my list.
Oh my God, me too.
We're supposed to go to Bottle Rock. There's not a whole. I'm not really sure if the lineup is
Bottle
going to
Rock
be
like okay? Because it's
a festival.
Michael Voltaggio.
Yes.
So when you say it's a festival, it's like there's music and there's what like
There
vendors?
is a stage there's a culinary stage, and that's it's on the
And so they
side.
have like celebrity chefs and stuff.
Snoop Dogg, Martha Stewart,
Oh my God.
Voltaggio and his brother.
Yeah.
I think Tyler Florence has been there.
Whoever's in the know at the time.
Morimoto goes because he has a restaurant in
Yeah.
Napa. So I mean, we've
Oh my
seen
God,
it
I'd
all.
love to go there. Have you ever been?
Yes,
Oh, I hate you.
more than once.
She covers her face with her hair.
In fact, when we went there, we got this guy.
Is it Japanese?
It's sushi.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm gonna die.
You're gonna die. Yeah, you're gonna love it. In fact, we have talked so many times about taking you there because we know that you would be like,
is it like one of those like uber crazy expensive type places, or is it kind of medium?
It's like fine. They have there's a chef's menu where you can pay $100.
It's not like Gary Danko. That's what I mean. Or
No.
the French Laundry.
You pay like No, nothing's like the French Laundry.
Well, Gary Danko was no chump change.
No, you're right. But no, it's not like at that level. The most expensive thing is you can pay $125 and you get like a 7-course thing. And
we'll take 3 of those.
there is nothing on that thing that doesn't get eaten. It is so delicious. And it's all fish.
Of course.
All sushi.
I would have nothing less.
Stephanie, you would be like,
I'll probably puff up like a puffer fish and have to take some Benadryl, but I'm down.
I always take Benadryl with me. But they don't fill everything with shrimp. It is really good sushi.
Better not be.
No, unless you order it, there is no shrimp.
No tempura shrimp and crab.
Very little rice. It's all
and
it's
then
all
the rice
fish.
is actually like real
it's
good,
sweet
like sushi
and
rice.
delicious.
Yes,
It's
yum.
so good.
Does he work there or no?
Every time we have gone has been around our anniversary weekend, which is in August, first week of August, and that happens to be their birthday of the restaurant opening.
Oh, so he's usually...
So literally every time we've been there, Ming Tsai was there once and Morimoto was there. In fact,
my God, I would die.
The first time we went there, Morimoto was in the kitchen prepping all the food, and Daryl goes, "That's Ming Tsai over in the corner, all by himself." Dining in the corner, all by himself quietly, and Morimoto personally served him everything.
Oh my
and there was a
God.
lot of bowing, there was a lot of respect.
Oh my God, I would die.
And I'm just like
secretly film. I'd be like,
Daryl and I took we went, but like really fast pictures.
Oh, because you don't want to be rude. And
except when we were walking to the bathroom, Daryl just took his phone out and started, took a picture of him in the kitchen. And Morimoto looked up, nodded and smiled and gave him a thumbs up. And
I'm like, sorry, I had to.
He's like, Daryl did the bow thing.
Daryl did the bow thing. He's
such a nerd for that. If
anybody knows what Daryl looks like, he's like the whitest dude ever.
He's like Canadian white.
Yeah,
he's so white. That boy's so white. But anyway,
That's so funny.
He was...
and lovely, by the way. I'm not saying anything bad about Daryl.
No. But what was great is Morimoto was like, he was totally cool with it. He did not care.
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
It was amazing. And he goes, I just got a nod from Morimoto when I was leaving the bathroom. And I'm like,
Did
I
he
know.
tell you he took the pic?
Well, I have the photo somewhere. I'll have to find it.
Later. Yeah.
It's super grainy. I mean, there's nothing to it. But these are the things that we miss. And so, like, the only other thing. Indeed. Oh, by the way, the band I've seen the most of, Alabama.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen them 7 times.
Well, I adore Alabama.
I do too.
Today, I would totally pay money to see them.
7 times because Alan, my ex, was a big fan.
Well,
so
Mom
we went.
was a diehard fan.
She took us the most. Actually,
did we go?
Oh yeah.
Like me?
Oh yes.
Oh God.
Twice.
I literally have no memory of
she
that.
She took us at Cal Expo once. And we sat outside in the bleachers because she had all of us, and so she's like, "No one's going down there," you know, because there's a lot of beer drinking going on,
and perhaps marijuana,
probably. And then the second time we went with her, we also sat in the stands, but it was at the old Cal Expo, and we sat on the sides.
The amphitheater.
Patty Loveless opened for him.
Lovely.
Them. And then I've seen George Strait. I've seen...
I love him.
I don't know. Anyway, my point is that I'm dying to see more, and I cannot wait till next year, and I'm hopeful. First of all, I really want to see more comedians. I know you don't, but...
No, I would.
You should.
Because
they're so funny.
The ones you've told me about are always funny. You know what? I just don't have as much time to, like, invest in becoming a fan of all these people.
Well, it's a little overwhelming. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. My life is never dull.
Plus, your sense of humor is evil and diabolical, but it's nothing like Paula's crude sense.
Oh, Paula's very, you know
She's
what?
so damn crude.
I try really hard not to be irritated by that because I know that it makes me like Mom, and I don't want to be like that.
Do you know?
Not because I don't want to be like Mom, I just don't want to be a prude.
You know where she gets that right.
From Dad?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's filthy.
He was iconically filth.
Yes, he was. I don't know what it is. I don't ever laugh. I just don't think it's funny.
Some of it I do.
Some of it you way do. Don't lie.
There was one that she did that I knew you were like, oh. I gasped too much.
What?
Was the one where it showed a part of a porn where the bald woman was getting plunged. Her head was being plunged.
I'm pretty sure I didn't. Was it just a picture or a video?
It was a picture. Okay. And I was like, why would someone plunge a bald lady in a porn? It didn't make any sense to me whatsoever.
Oh, I remember.
So I completely lost the joke that was the meme. And I was like,
what was it?
I don't even remember. All I remember is the bald Asian woman with a plunger and some person out of shot is plunging her head.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what is that? I don't even understand what that is.
You know what it is? Paula is actually so incredibly intelligent.
Oh my God.
She's so smart that a lot of this stuff, she takes it to even like the next level, whatever it is that the person was trying to be. And it sometimes it literally goes over my head. I'm like, I don't get it.
Wait a minute.
And then like the next day I'll be like, oh! All of a sudden I'll realize the joke.
I know exactly where she's coming from, usually. But that one was a little bit, I'm like, you might have gone too dark on this one. They all can't be hits. Some of them have to miss. I'm just saying, this one,
Man.
I'm not sure about this one.
She's very depraved.
I love it.
And, no, in a funny way, not in
Yes.
a bad way. Just
The only other thing I was thinking about of some of our adventures was the time you and I went to America Live.
when we were 21, or I was 21.
We were in our early 20s. We were mothers. We had no business, but we did it anyway.
I'm pretty sure that's like the first bar I ever went to when I turned 21.
America Live?
Yeah, with you.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, no, it was the second because I went with some high school trash people that I knew, and we all did shots and stuff. It was some local Orangeville hole.
Orangevalians.
Yes.
Blech.
And it wasn't even any fun. I hated it.
And it's not Whoville. It's not adorable people.
It wasn't adorable because you know what? The people who I went with were acting like they acted in high school. Except for we were in our 20s and they looked retarded. And I'm like, this is absurd. And
it's like, oh, you peaked in high school. Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Right?
Yeah.
They were still there.
No, we went to America Live and we met that giant group of gentlemen.
Yes.
Who was it you that ended up with the guy named Barry?
No.
Who was that? It wasn't me.
No. I very specifically remember who I was with.
No, those are the cops you were thinking of. They were later in the evening.
Oh, then
at the country bar. You and I were there thinking that we could find some cute cowboys to hang around with. We weren't going to take anyone home, but we just wanted to have a good time. And none of the cowboys would give us the time of day. And you and I were, because we couldn't dance.
Well, right.
And so
we looked like cheerleaders. We didn't look like...
You and I were standing at the bar going, and not one cute boy is looking at us, but these giant women are being asked over us, and they're giving us snooty looks. Like, what do these bitches do? You think because you have a nice aunt? No, nothing. And so there was this
we were just naive
group of men who were way too old for us, and there was like 7 of them, and we went over there and they asked us to sit with them, so we sat with them.
Is this in the country bar?
Yes, and we were sitting in a bar. I will explain. We were sitting in the bar and sitting in there. They had a table, and there was like 7 guys. One guy was named Barry, and you were sitting next to him. You're all, Jamie, this is Barry, and I'm like, Barry? Like Manilow? And he was like,
Mellow?
Wah. He was like, Manilow? And all of his friends started laughing. And of course, out of all the guys, the one I thought was the cutest and we had a connection with was fucking married.
Of course.
Of course, because that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know, he took me out on a date after that night. The
married one?
Yeah, after that night. We went to Mongolian barbecue.
What did he do for a living? It might spark a memory. Do you remember?
No, I can't remember.
Okay.
Probably something
anyway.
in cable. I don't know.
Cable?
Not media cable. Like laying cable.
No, like he worked for Comcast.
I don't know. Yeah, something. It was like
fiber optics.
Yeah, it was something to do with phones. I don't remember. Anyway, so he took me to Mongolian barbecue, and he's like, yeah, this is really great. I was like, okay, well, it was a lunch date because he was hiding it.
Yeah, of course.
And so he's like, this is how you do it. And he's showing me how you get your money's worth by shoving.
For the love of God.
He's like, put the meat on the bottom and then you push all the vegetables down so you can then put more meat on the top so you get like a lot of protein for the price. And I'm like, I'm not doing that, but okay. So we did all that. Sat down, and that's when he told me he was married. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, all right. And he's just like, I just don't think this is going to happen. And I'm like, I feel like such an idiot right now. Like, why?
I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Why didn't you just tell me that, I was married and we had a great time tonight, but this is where it ends because I'm a good husband, or I'm a marginally good husband.
I'm kind of a douche. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have flirted with you.
Yes! Anything. Yeah. So instead, he takes me to Mongolian barbecue for $7. And then I said, all right, that's the end of that. So we hug. I said, wish you well. Sorry for your wife. And I left. And then...
What a jerk.
No joke. Like 8 years later... I ran into him and his children at the grocery store.
Shut up.
And he goes, hi, Jamie. And I'm like, I don't know you. And I'm like, holy shit.
Who were you with?
I'm like, have I seen your penis? Because now I'm concerned. I don't remember. And I'm like, is this what it's like to be a hoe?
Oh my
I can't remember. And I was like, hello. And then I just kept walking because it was like 8 o'clock at night in the grocery store. And
Were you by yourself?
I was.
Oh, thank God.
And then I came home and I told Daryl, I'm like, so I just ran into someone that I might have fucked, but I can't remember.
I don't think I did.
He was with his children.
God, you could tell him stuff like that? Oh my God.
It was
Jerry
embarrassing.
would flip his
Oh God,
shit.
it was 100 years ago. Anyway, all right. Well, I mean, that's it. Unless you have
was
anything else to
fun.
say.
No, that was a fun little
Nugget.
Trip
So
down memory lane.
enjoy this little stocking stuffer, and hopefully, if you're sick of your family or your bubble, you're enjoying this.
Yeah, right. I'm so sick of my family.
You know what? I'm kind of sick of them too. Not gonna lie.
Getting there. I'm getting there.
I am not in the Christmas spirit. I've had enough.
Yeah.
I've had enough. But we're doing it, so here we
No,
are.
we're doing it too. We're
it's
going through the
happening.
motions.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Actually, this is a good highlight. I'm glad to see you. And
Me
we
too.
don't get to do that very
Thank
often,
God.
so-
All right. Well, thank you, listeners, for listening, and we will see you with a new episode next year in 2021. Bye.